Okay. Alright. I'm not going to charge you anything for the water. I'm going to assume you have water skins to carry that in. You can probably just fill that up in the town well for free. Rations, on the other hand, consist of dry foods suitable for extended travel. It's kind of like jerky, dried fruit, stuff like that. For a collection of rations that will get you through one day. So 1 day's rations is going to cost you 5 silver pieces. So go ahead and buy as many.
I have 10 gold.
Okay.
I forgot, is it 100 gold or 100 silver or 10 silver?
Okay, a copper is a penny. Silver is a dime. Electrum, which I don't use a whole lot, but it does exist, that's basically a 50-cent piece. And a gold is $1. So basically 5 silver would be 50 cents.
I'll take 2 days rations.
Okay. Go ahead and subtract the gold, 1 gold from your inventory, and write down your 2 days rations. Yeah, I have to look up the coin conversion myself, because silver, for some reason I always thought silver was like a nickel. I don't know if that's changed over the years, and it used to be a nickel, but now for 5th edition it's a dime. And I know platinum, platinum's the next step. Platinum's actually worth 10 gold. 1 platinum piece is worth 10 gold. So yeah, I have to look that up fairly frequently, because I tend to forget it a bit myself. Okie doke. Oh, that's not good. What's going on?
I was muted, we're heading out.
Okay. So are you guys staying on the road, or do you want to strike out cross country? It's probably going to take you, you've been told that the terrain in the area is, as you can see on the map, it's very hilly, it's very rough. It'd probably take you longer to go cross country. It'd probably be better stay on the old road, but that's up to you guys.
I know that these people had set out weeks ago, but is there any, can we follow somewhat close to their trail?
There's no reason to believe. I mean, it sounds like the paladin and the ranger they hooked up with were pretty intent on getting to the citadel as soon as possible, so it would make sense they probably stayed on the old road. So you assume that if you stay on the old road, it's going to take you to the citadel. If you can pick up their tracks once you're there, that's another story, but you can try, yeah. What time of day do you guys intend to leave?
What time is it now?
It's probably around 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, we have plenty of daylight. We can head out now.
Okay. All right. So you make your way through the countryside down the old road, which wanders lazily back and forth. You can tell it's not as heavily used as the road that you came into Oakhurst on. There are areas that are overgrown and washed out. More than once you have to climb over a tree that's fallen across the way. Beyond that, though, it's fairly easy going. At some point, you do discover that there are old farmsteads here and there off the sides of the road. None of them are currently inhabited. Apparently, the rumor that people have stopped growing crops and running their animals out here because of the goblins rings true. Nobody wants to be out in this part of the woods, or country, as it is. You do not, however, encounter any of these goblins on your trek.
How long does it add to the trip to search the houses?
Well, it depends on how many of the houses you want to search. There's probably about a dozen houses and barns and so forth between Oakhurst and the Citadel site itself. So if you search all of them, you're going to be arriving at the ruins location probably around dusk.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay. So you spend a good portion of the day traveling down the road, searching through old abandoned homesteads and barns. Nothing of any real value was left behind. It doesn't look like they left in a hurry. It looks like they just decided, hey, we ain't doing this no more, packed up their stuff and left.
Did I find any diaries or any sort of paperwork?
No.
That would give us a clue?
No. You get the impression that the folk who lived out here were fairly simple folk. You would be surprised if many of them even knew how to read or write. They clearly lived lives of, farming and raising cows, and the further towards the ruins you do come across a fairly large house or cottage compared to the others. And it looks like, judged by how things are set up, it looks like maybe whoever lived here used to cut down trees and timber them, and maybe they sold it in town. You might find a couple old rusty, saw blades and some, bent nails here and there. Most of the buildings that you find are run down, neglected, weather-worn, probably to the point where they're unsalvageable. The one where all of the timbering equipment is, though, looks like if you were to put some time into it, you could probably make it livable again. And that's probably about here. Other than that, though, people did not want to live in the area anymore, so they all left. But it's not like they were in a hurry. They didn't leave anything behind of any value. If there was any information left behind, like what you're looking for on paper, it's been exposed to the elements for so long it probably rotted away long ago. It's all very bleak. All of the fields are overgrown and are starting to be returned back to nature. The area itself, other than the looming thought that there are goblins in the area itself is actually quite pleasant. The sun is out. At one point you actually see a small herd of deer off in the distance, kind of munching on some wheat in a field that's kind of gone wild. The birds are out. So that there's no indication at any point during your travels that there's anything hostile in the area.
So we're not seeing any holes in the ground or anything that...
Nothing bigger than a gopher hole. Groundhogs are everywhere.
Is that where the frog went?
What was that, Dan?
Is that where the frog went?
It's a ground frog. Excuse me. Once you get to the edge of the woods here, the situation starts to change. It's getting darker. And since you've taken the time to look into these houses, time is passing. It's getting closer to dusk. But more than that, there seems to be... There's something in the air that it feels more ominous. It's not like you're being watched or that you're in any danger, but there's an air of mystery. Something just doesn't quite feel right. And as you get closer to where this ruins is supposed to be, that feeling gets stronger and stronger. Until finally, just as the sun is starting to dip below the horizon, you arrive at what you can only assume to be the ruins. The old road passes to the east of a narrow ravine. At the road's closest approach to the cleft, several broken pillars jut from the earth, where the ravine widens and opens into something more akin to a deep but narrow canyon. Two of the pillars stand straight, but most of them lean against the sloped earth. Others are broken, and several have apparently fallen into the darkness-shrouded depths. A few similar pillars are visible on the opposite side of the ravine. Now, just for my sake, I clicked the show to players. Did you guys get the scroll with the writing on it?
I did not.
We're looking at the map.
Okay, let me try. Let me try it again. Did anything pop up on your screen?
That's a negative.
Alright, let me see what's going on here. This is definitely going to be something I need to fix. Why is this not working? Well, that didn't do what I wanted it to. Dark Ravine. Show to players. Must be a setting in here somewhere. In players' journals. Can be edited by.
JD, did you do your techno?
No, I think my techno's doing me.
Oh my.
I have this set up as a handout, specifically so that, like I said, as I'm talking, as I'm reading, you can see it, so that if my audio skips out or whatever, you can keep reading and you won't miss anything. And on the handout, up at the top, there is a Show to Players button, which I am clicking furiously. And according to you guys, nothing's happening. There should be a scroll image popping up with the words on it, and for some reason it's not happening.
Are you sure it's on the right screen?
Are you on the right
That just
screen?
means you rolled a 1, JD.
But I'm not supposed to roll. Okay, you guys are on the overland map. I am on the overland map. Grid. No fog of war. Play on load. Oh, hey, apparently I can play music upon loading the screen. That's nice to know. Not what I'm trying to do, but nice to know.
Well, yeah.
Okay, well, what is this? That is not what I'm looking for. Alright, well, you guys heard everything I said, right? In the describing the area?
Yeah.
Okay,
There's a hole, and there's a house, and there's some ominous air that's staring at us through these pegs that go around the cellar hole.
That used to be a bridge.
hold on, I'm
You still haven't found the frog.
the frog is on the log in the hole. Don't you know this song? Alright, so I've
That
refreshed.
frog is probably dead, guys. That was 13 years ago. It's probably like a gargantuan frog that's going to eat it.
It is an immortal frog. Alright, yeah, I don't know why it's not working. Clearly I will have to. I don't want to hold this up too long. I will look into what's going on between this session and the next and hopefully get it figured out. For now, however, if I read off a description of an area and I cut out, just let me know, and I'm more than happy to read it again. So, for now, you can't tell if it was a bridge. It looks like this, maybe it was a circle of pillars. It looks like it was there before the ravine. So it looks like whatever caused this ravine split the circle of pillars apart. Now some of the pillars on both sides still stand upright, but it looks like most of them have leaned into or fallen completely into the ravine below.
Is there anything etched on the pillars or some sort of clue, or are they just old pieces of wood?
Okay. You discover that the pillars are generally worn and broken, and they have graffiti in a strange alphabet covering most of them. Now, do any of you speak Dwarven?
I can if I use one of my first level spell slots.
Okay.
Halfling's kind of close to Dwarven, isn't it?
Don't ever tell a dwarf that.
They're close in height, I know that much.
So yeah, these pillars are covered in some sort of unrecognizable graffiti. I mean, it seems apparent that it's some sort of language, but you can't read it. If you would like to search the area in and around the pillars, you may do so, but I need you to make a perception check. And this is one of those situations where it's telling me I need you to make a search check, but search is not a thing in this game. So going to the character sheet, it's going to be perception.
I have ink and paper. Can I make a quick jot of what some of the language that I see, in case we run into someone who can read it?
You sure can. So you take a couple minutes to do that, and kind of focusing yourself on getting as accurate a rubbing of it as you can. Anyone who wishes to search the area may make an investigation check.
That's an investigation check. I thought it was a perception check.
If you don't have investigation, you can use perception.
It's the same for both, so that's what I do.
Okay. Not bad.
Perception it is.
You attempt to perceive. I like that.
Yes.
I attempt to use my eyes.
I mean, hey, it's for the macro. It's weird because I have my old character's macros, but I just didn't have my old character. I still had my mace macro, and this character does not have a mace.
Okay, anybody else looking around?
Alright, so mine is the 19. This one right here is going for random.
Okay.
And did you say you wanted to do one? Paige?
Why are you calling me random? That's my last name.
Yeah.
You can't.
I'm military.
You are so weird in the military.
He was literally a grunt.
Okay, so the next one is going to be for Paige. And the other one... Investigation is what? Is that what I have? And then this one is for Studio.
Oh shit, you're the worst.
Where are you?
Okay, well I'm going to assume the last two are simply because they can't get over the fact that there are goblins in the area and you guys are off staring at the ground and coloring, and they don't want goblins sneaking up on you, so they could care less about what's going on in the immediate area. They're on guard. That just makes them look more lucky, I guess.
Oh God.
For all of those rolls above a 13, however, you kind of spread out and look around, and when you get back together and discuss what you found, you discover that the area in and around the pillars has hosted countless small campfires, some of them recent, as in about a month ago. However, it appears that somebody has gone through a great amount of effort to try and hide the evidence of those campfires from casual scrutiny.
Seems to me this is where the cults were.
Yes, the Sunless Citadel, rumor has it, was at one point, back before it sank, it was home to a dragon cult. Whether that dragon cult is still active today, nobody knows.
Any sign of goblins?
You don't see any sign of goblins, no. You do note, in addition to all of the little campfires that have been covered up, one of you, probably Loth, is more daring than smart. Notes, as you get up really close to the edge of the ravine, like you kind of bend over to see if you can see, you lean way out to see if you can see down into the bottom, and in reference to that you can't. It's just like darkness. The ravine is so deep that you cannot see anything but black beneath you.
I shoot magic missile.
The darkness kills you.
I have dark vision. Can I see farther than anyone else?
You can see a little further, but even you can't see the bottom. Here in a second, let's see, the ravine itself. One of these gives me measurements. Where are my measurements? Is this the same thing? Alright, so the ravine itself appears to run for several miles in either direction. Above board, your characters aren't aware of this, but I'm just throwing it out there so that you know what you're working with as we go. It has an average depth of, an average width of about 30 feet, so it's about 30 feet across in general. At the point where it most closely intersects with the old road, it widens out to about 40 feet. It also plunges much deeper into the earth near the pillars than it does in other areas. Now, the thing that Loth noted as he leaned way out, there's a knotted rope anchored to the side of the ravine. And it looks like it could be fairly easily climbed down. The rope does not look like it's that old.
I'm gonna climb it.
You just immediately start climbing down the rope. It's getting dark out right now. And it's going to be rather difficult for your puny little human eyes to make out much of anything.
I'm turning on my flashlight.
No, you do not.
This party's gonna make me regret not taking the light spell, aren't they?
So you have two options at this point.
A torch. I'm gonna tie it to my belt.
I should have called you Crispy. Your options are you can either make camp here at the edge of the ravine and then carry on in the morning when you have natural sunlight to work with, or you can, Luth does have basically the right idea, you can create some light sources and try to continue on in darkness.
Wait, I'm the only one that sees the rope down there, right?
Yes, everyone else is kind of preoccupied with what they're doing, so nobody's going to be immediately aware of the fact that you're trying to climb down a rope.
Okay, when I climb down the rope, am I able to climb down the rope holding the torch? Because I realized that having black powder in my backpack.
Oh, they will definitely notice you going down the rope at that point.
Oh, okay.
But no, you need both hands to hold on to the rope.
Okay, can I just crawl down the rope in the dark?
Sure, you can feel your way down the rope in the dark.
Yes, that's what I would like to do.
Okay. I need you to go ahead and make a... Let's see, what's the equivalent in this game? I guess you're just going to make a dex check. Or an acrobatics check if you have it. Okay. You begin to climb down the rope, and you immediately realize that the rope is actually knotted. So that helps a lot. And as you're slowly descending, you also come to realize that there are crude hand and footholds carved into the side, into the cliff wall. So between the knots on the rope and the occasional place to plant your feet, you manage to make your way down the rope rather easily. You can't, after about 20 feet down, you cannot see anything because you are out of the reach of the waning light. But you climb down about 50 feet before you feel solid ground beneath you. But again, you can see nothing.
I light a torch.
Okay. So it takes you a couple minutes to climb down. In the meantime, everyone else has finished doing what they're doing. When you all, about the same time, realize that Lilith is gone. I did not hear him.
Yell up, hey you guys!
You may all make a perception check if you'd like. He is 50 feet below you. Billy hears nothing.
My playing in the club earlier has turned myself deaf.
This is Narauma.
Okay. Yeah, she hears you.
This is Paige.
Paige is still convinced goblins are sneaking at you from the bushes.
And this is Eris.
Alright, so most of the group is oblivious. Before anybody has a chance to do much of anything else here, let me do this really quick. Okay, Narauma, you hear a very distant call. You recognize it as Lilith's voice, but he sounds like he's a long way away.
I hear him.
But you didn't see him climb down the rope, so it takes you a minute or two to kind of realize where the call is coming from. Shortly after you hear the call, and you're starting to realize something's up, and you're starting to deduce that the voice came from within the ravine, you hear him start to shout and yell. Because, Lilith, on the bottom of this ravine where you're now standing, you, by shouting and lighting your torch and drawing attention to yourself, have drawn attention to yourself. Really quick, by your torchlight, you see a sandy ledge overlooking a subterranean gulf of darkness to the west. The ledge is wide, but rough. Sand, rocky debris, and the bones of small animals cover it. A rough-hewn stairwell zigs and zags down the side of the ledge, descending into darkness. So as you're taking this in, you catch the glint of your torchlight on a pair of beady little eyes looking at you from the darkness near the stairs, really low to the ground. Just two bright little red pinpoints reflecting your torchlight. Before you have a chance to do anything, this humongous rat, the biggest, ugliest thing you have ever seen, darts at you out of the darkness. And it will attack you. And this, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it to you because I couldn't show you the others. Let me guess, it didn't come up, did it?
No.
Not a thing.
Alright. So that's annoying.
Yes.
Alright, this rat...
No.
If it works, it could be annoyed.
Oh, pizza. No. Is that Domino?
Yes, I think so.
What is this? This needs to go away.
That noise can stay away from my pizza.
Okay.
So at this point, I hear him, and I'm assuming he's just a closet-maniac because he's just screaming in the dark.
Well, I don't know if he's screaming, but once the 3-foot-long rat starts to try and bite him, he's probably going to be making some kind of noise you can hear.
Do it myself. Don't touch me.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is... Actually, I think this will be easier for me if I just take notes on a piece of paper. So let me prepare for that. I need Dan... Actually, I need everyone to go ahead and make an initiative check. Now, the only ones going to be able to participate in the fight immediately are the rat and Dan. Or Luth, rather. The rest of you, it's going to take you a full action. So when it comes to be your turn, it's going to take you a full action to climb down the rope before you can get involved.
Just out of curiosity, we're all level 1 characters, right?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Real bummer.
Oh, I need a pen too. Okay, and this. So we're going to go initiative.
Okay, first one was me, second one is...
Okay.
Narauma.
Alright. Well, hold on just a second. I need to make this little spreadsheet that I normally use, and then I will call for initiative numbers and get you in. So we have Loth, we have Paige, Billy,
Well, good thing you can't critically fail initiative.
Narauma, Eris, and then BG for bad guys.
BGs are the bad guys?
Staying alive, staying alive. Okie dokie.
Aren't they the ones who sing Staying Alive?
Yep.
Yes.
You better be hoping that the Bee Gees are on your side.
I know my luck, they're probably not.
Okay. Really quick. I need... Lilf, what is your armor class?
17.
Paige, what is your armor class? 14. Billy? Billy!
Oh, Billy.
That's me.
13.
Okay, 13. Narauma.
11.
Eris.
13.
Okay. So, Loth, what'd you roll for initiative?
Here's funny. It was 6.
And did you add your dex bonus to that?
No.
Okay, so I'd do that.
So the +4 wasn't your dex bonus?
Okay, so that's in the initiative box in the report.
On your character sheet?
It's got my dex bonus.
Oh, okay. So yeah, if you're using the yeah, that's probably your dex bonus.
Because I'm also proficient in dexterity, and that's a 6.
Okay, so you rolled a 2. Your professional, well, that's for your dex save. Like if I ever have to have you make a dex save, you'll add that. So right now, next to your dexterity stat, it says +2? 4. So yeah, okay, your total is 6. Paige, what's Paige's initiative roll? Well, initiative total.
Page was 11.
Billy? That's still you, Tyler.
Ah, yes. My initiative, you asked?
Yes.
18.
18. Narauma?
I rolled a 12.
Okay, and is that including your dex bonus, if any, if you have one?
Yes.
Okay. Eris?
3.
Yikes. That goes hand in hand with those beautiful perception rolls you've been making. Alright, so I'm going to roll for... What did I do with my rats? First of all, I'm not even on the right map anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to this. You guys are still up at the top. Loaf is down where it says 1. You've climbed the rope down. So this is where the fight is happening. Okay. So I need... Where's my rat stat block here? Dire rat. They have a dex bonus of 2. So I'm going to roll a d20. So +2 to whatever this ends up being. Hey, I got a whopping 4. So it looks like we're going to have Billy, Narauma, Paige, Wolf, the rats, and Eris. Alright, so Billy, you are currently unaware anything is even going on. So we're going to skip you for now. Narauma, you hear, "Hey, you guys!" And then you probably hear some cursing at the same time that the rat launches itself from the darkness and begins its attack on Loth. So, what would you like to do?
Well, considering he's a little stealthy, I suppose that I should assume that he got himself into some form of trouble and holler down and see if he's alright.
Do you walk up to the edge of the ravine before you shout down?
Yes, I wander over to where I hear him shouting the "Hey, you guys" from, and look down to see the darkness and know that he is in probably some sort of trouble and ask what his current situation is.
Okay, I need you, as you lean out over the edge and shout down, to make a perception check. Okay. You see, as you lean down to shout, you see, first of all, you see his torchlight way down below you, and out of the corner of your eye, he must still be holding on to the rope, or maybe he hit it backing up. You see movement out of the corner of your eye, and when you look, you see the rope that he used to climb down into the darkness. Well, you assume he used the rope. Either that or he can fly.
Well, we all know he can't fly.
Okay, well then it's probably safe to assume he used that rope.
Alright, so can I start to climb down after him?
You can. It's going to, like I said, it's going to take your whole action this round to do so. And I need you to make a climbing check. So make a acrobatics check or a dexterity check, whichever one's best for you.
I have 0 in both.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
Okay.
Hey, Lady Luck, 16.
Yes, you discover the same knotted rope and the same footholds that are in the side of the cliff. They make climbing down. It's slow, but it's relatively easy. You don't have any difficulty. So once everyone's gone and we get back to you, you will be down next to Rolf, and you'll be able to participate in whatever shenanigans he's currently up to. Okay. For now, that's going to bring it to Paige. You did not hear Rolf shout. You did, however, hear Narauma shout into the canyon, and you see her starting to climb into the canyon. So if you step up and look, you can easily see that she's climbing down a rope that's apparently been there the whole time. So what do you do?
I climb in after her.
Okay, I need you to do the same thing, either dexterity or acrobatics.
Alright, she's gonna go for acrobatics.
Okay. Alright, you are going to get down this rope with such ease that you actually find it annoying that Narauma is moving so slow. Narauma, you're climbing down the rope, you think you're making good time, and all of a sudden there is a Paige butt in your face, and she's griping at you to hurry up. She's making this climbing the rope thing look easy. You wouldn't be surprised if she lost her patience with you and actually used you as part of the rope and climbed down past you. No, that is not a suggestion. I will not permit that to happen. But she's climbing down this rope so easily and so fluidly that you wouldn't be surprised if she were able to pull it off. So you're both climbing down the rope at a reasonable speed. So Rolf, this rat scurries out of the darkness. It's about this. Okay. I can't.
Can I go to the other side of the rope and climb down?
No, but you are aware of the handholds and footholds that are in the wall. If you want to let go of the rope and climb down using those, I will allow it.
I'm gonna do that because my mom is too slow.
Okay, so what we're actually going to do to represent that is that we're going to change the initiative order really quick. Let me do this on my sheet. So now you will go just before your mom does, just to represent that you got impatient and went around her. And you will actually reach the ledge below before she does. So, Loaf, this rat is about the size of a small dog. It clearly has something wrong with it. I mean, other than being a 3-foot-long rat, it looks like it might have a bad case of mange. You would not be surprised with your luck if it's got at least several levels of rabies. And what's worse is it doesn't appear to be alone. As it draws closer, getting ready clearly to try and take a chunk out of your leg, you see another, you see a couple more, you see 2 more making their way into the light of your torch, coming up those steps. So there are 3 of them now. What do you do?
First of all, just like in the Barge Tale, I look up at the narrator and say it's Luke. Can you get my name right?
Hold on. Luth.
I figured you weren't I figured you weren't the traitor goddess of the drought.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why, on my paper there's an extra L. I will change that.
Wouldn't that be like Lulu?
No, it was Lulth. You are now the lesser epic Luth. I have it right now.
So, okay, what do? I shove the torch in the mouth of the rat.
Okay, so...
The rat's mouth.
Alright, so what I need you to do is I need you to make an attack roll. I'm going to assume you're not proficient with torch. So we're going to pretend that we're going to use it like it's a club.
Simple weapons.
Okay. So I'm not going to give you any penalties because you can't get much simpler than a torch. So...
You can't get much simpler than Luke either.
Well, it fits then.
It's on fire, so I should get extra damage.
Yes, we will do with that if you hit it. It seems to be pretty agile. So what I need you to do is roll your attack roll, and you're going to add your proficiency bonus to it since you are proficient with simple weapons.
I do happen to be an avid member of the Fire Club.
Well, you two also happen to be an avid member of the music club, but we saw how well that worked for you.
So what do I use at the moment?
Okay, you're going to roll the d20, and the basic proficiency bonus at level 1 is 2, so you're going to roll a d20 and add 2.
Plus my dex bonus. Martial arts.
For martial arts? Okay. I was going to say, normally it's a strength bonus, I think, but I'm not familiar with the... I go with I trust that my characters learn how to play their characters, so I can concentrate on everything else. So, I will trust you. I will trust you.
Okay, yeah, martial arts. Use dex for attacking damage, unarmed and monk weapon. Make one unarmed attack turn as a bonus attack.
Okay.
Martial arts does.
So, you're not going to get the bonus with the torch, because you're armed. And it is... Yeah, it's not a monk weapon either, but it says you get an unarmed attack as well. So you can hit it with the torch, and that'll just be a d20 plus the 2 proficiency bonus. And then your unarmed attack will be with all of those other bonuses. Okay, so the 21 was your roll?
That was with the torch, yes.
Okay, so you do hit it with the torch. So I need you to roll, I guess it would be a d4 for the torch, just basically hitting it. And then we will add, now everyone who watches this on YouTube is going to be screaming at me that I'm doing it wrong, but I don't care. Just go ahead and roll 2d4. We'll roll 1d4 for the basic hit with the torch, and then 1d4 for the fire on the torch.
Never read the comments.
Yeah, I know.
So that means that I get my damage. Not damage.
Okay, roll. Okay, follow these steps exactly. Roll a d4 and add your strength bonus. Then,
Doing 1d4 now?
yes, roll 1d4 and add your strength bonus. Go ahead and do that now. And now roll a d4 again without your strength bonus. So the first roll was for how much damage you did with the torch. Just hitting it with the torch. Then you did another 3 points of damage with the fire on the torch. So you did a total of 6 points of damage on this rat, striking it with your torch. And...
With the other arm, I'm going to go around and swing on it.
okay. The rat squeals in pain, ignites in fire, and before you have a chance to swing on it, it collapses to the ground dead.
Dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead!
Okay, so this one's dead, this one has this many, this one has this many. Okay.
Well, what do you want? I'm an entertainer, not a doctor.
So you dispatch the lead rat, the largest of the three, quite easily. The other two,
Jump and punch the next one?
I will allow you to do so, but I'm going to give you disadvantage because you are on this rocky, sandy, uneven ledge. Disadvantage means you're going to roll your attack twice. You're going to roll the d20 twice, but you're going to take the lesser of the two rolls. Kind of precarious footing. You don't want to fall off into the oblivious darkness below. So the first roll is an 18, the second roll is a 9. So your total roll is a 13. That is still high enough to hit it. So you wah through the air, and are you just going to punch it?
Yeah!
Alright, go ahead and roll your damage.
That's a d20 as well, isn't it?
I think a punch is a d4. Let me check really quick. Punch. Damage. 5e. I don't have a lot of people running around punching stuff. Unarmed strike. 1 melee bludgeoning damage. Oh wait, yeah, okay. So it's going to be 1 point of damage plus your strength bonus, or your strength bonus, yeah.
It's only 1 point of damage, seriously?
Yes, that is the... It says the unarmed strike was included in the weapon list rather than as a separate rule. Blah-de-blah.
This is 3rd edition, isn't it?
No, this is 5th edition.
Wait, I thought you said you were playing 3.5.
No, this adventure was written for 3.5. And I am running it as 5th edition, so sometimes it's going to tell me to have you guys do something that's not covered. It doesn't say in your unarmed strike information how much damage you do.
Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Gotta pull it up.
Everything I'm seeing is stating 1 damage plus your strength modifier.
And that's in the 5th edition book?
Yes, that's all the 5th edition stuff.
Looking up monk stuff.
Yeah, because I think the monk class thing should tell you how much damage your unarmed strike does at each level.
How much damage does a level 1 monk's unarmed strike do?
I want to say that's a d6. But
It says 1 unarmed strike does 1d4 plus a tribute modifier for a first level of monk. So normal people, non-monks who punch, deal 1 point of damage plus their strength bonus. You, as a monk, are going to deal 1d4 plus your strength modifier.
Yes, dexterity modifier.
Dexterity modifier, my bad.
Okay, so 1d4 plus 4.
Okay. Okay. I'm not even going to describe the carnage that you reap upon this poor rat. Beyond saying that its head now looks like a cereal bowl, and that it is completely and utterly dead, it doesn't even quiver. It just stops moving.
Are there at least small?
They are about 3 feet long, including the tail. So, you quickly, and with ease, dispatch 2 of the big rats. Where you are lacking in common sense and intelligence, you more than make up with in brute force. It is now...
You said inbred force.
Sure. Yeah, we can go with that.
In brute force, not inbred.
Yeah, potato. Alright, it is now the remaining rat's turn. It is not a very smart creature. Normally, with creatures of any level of intelligence, having just watched the devastation that Loth brought upon its comrades, they would run screaming. But this is a dumb rat, and it's probably really hungry to boot. So it is going...
Luke has met his match.
Yes, at least in the IQ department.
Yeah, I was about to say something.
So this rat is going to take advantage of the fact that Luth is currently focused on its comrades. So it is going to leap through the air, snarling like a poodle, and like a ravenous poodle. And it is going to try and bite Luth in the arm. So I am going to, it gets a +4 to hit. So that's going to be a d20 plus 4. I don't know how to add the pluses in this new system. So I'm just going to click a d20 and add 4 to whatever comes up.
I just type in the chat /r space 1d20 plus whatever.
Okay, too lazy for that right now. So it gets a total of 21. You now have a rat hanging off of your arm, gnawing and snarling and dealing 1d4 plus 2 points of damage. Oh, hey, look, I get an actual die roller like I used to. I don't know how I did that, but I'm not going to complain. 1d4 plus 2 damage. You take 3 points of damage as this 5-pound rat is hanging off your arm, gnawing on you. And that's going to take us to Eris.
Eris is still up top.
Yes, but she is aware that her party is missing, and there's lots of noise coming from the ravine, and it will take her only a second to investigate and see that you guys are, well, to see that Narauma is actually still climbing down the rope.
Well, hey, not all of the party is missing.
Well, I'm not going to say anything.
If anything, I'd argue I put the party in adventuring party.
Ah.
I'm the bard, after all.
So you're up there just humming to yourself.
Yeah.
huh?
Ain't nothing like a Billy party.
Hey, I believe in you.
Alright, Eris, what are you doing? He's annoying you now.
I'm gonna go in after them.
Okay, so I need you to make the same climbing check that they did. Dexterity or acrobatics. Okay. Oh wait, that was my roll. I was about to say that's unfortunate. But that was my roll, so you're still good. All I saw was the big red one. Don't roll that, by the way.
Okay, she is rolling to see if how this goes.
Okay, holy, what? Yeah, do not roll.
Yeah, you have someone to thank for that. Hang on. I'm fixing it.
Apparently, Eris has been saving all of the numbers on all of the dice she's rolled so far to add to this one.
fix it. Let me get my moment. He wanted to, yeah, she wanted to feel important, okay?
Eris is now the dungeon master. What's next, Eris? Alright. You manage to begin climbing down the rope with no difficulty. You're not as fast as Paige. But you do not risk falling off of the rope and injuring yourself or making a fool out of yourself. So on your turn, on the next round, you will be on the ledge below. If there are any rats left, you will be able to do something about it. For now, though, we're going to go back to the top of the initiative to Billy. You are now standing alone at the top of the ravine.
You are now the scorpion king of the party.
Can I roll a perception to figure out where everyone went?
Well, you watched the last couple members of your party go down the rope. I mean, you're not oblivious to that part. You just did not hear Luth below.
Jump, 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 jump.
I believe you can fly. Billy, believe in yourself. So go ahead, you can climb down the rope if you want, but I need the same check from you as I've made the others.
Okay, and that's a dex/acrobatics.
Yes. Dex or acrobatics, your call. I mean, acrobatics is dex-based, but if you don't have any points in acrobatics, you just use dex. Your dex bonus.
Alright. Climbing I will go.
Or a fallen.
That's probably more accurate. I
You,
told you I was gonna be the first one to die.
Okay, we'll carry you and bury you, probably.
let me double check the difficulty here, because as funny as this will be, I want to make sure I'm being fair. Where is it?
Well, where's
Bloody
the roller coaster then, if you're being fair?
Okay, climb check is only DC 10, so you're not quite as nimble getting down the rope as the rest of your party members. Something about the rope being knotted actually seems to throw you off, but you will eventually get to the bottom of the rope in peace. You know, like not falling and screaming all the way down. So that takes it to Paige. Paige, you are now on the ledge next to Luth. By the light of his torch, you see that he has a big old rat hanging off of his arm, just gnawing away.
Wait, isn't the torch in the other rat's mouth?
No, you struck it with the torch. I didn't get the impression that you shish-kebabbed the rat. Now, if that was your intention, we can say that that's the case, in which case those of you without dark vision can't see crap.
Wait, if I shish kebab it, I can't see nothing, but if I didn't,
Then you still have the torch and there's still light. If the torch is in the rat, you do not have a glow stick.
I have dark vision, so I'm fine with it. I am not fine with it. What are we doing? You still have a torch or not?
yeah, there's still a torch on the ground with the other rat.
Okay.
Lit.
No. Okay, Paige, what are you doing? You're a half one, you're not gonna do
It's bigger than you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what the hell are you gonna try and do? So what? Do it for real. No. Do the rat. Who wants to stab it? Oh, you did steal a dagger. Who can I do that?
Okay, sorry about that. I got a message from somebody on Discord that I had to respond to him real quick. All right, so
Roll for tickling it.
No! Can we tickle rats?
yes,
I'll go and let my hanger.
but I don't think it's gonna do what you want it to do.
That was their idea, not mine. I want to stab it with a dagger that I stole.
Okay, so in this situation where the rat is hanging off of Luth, and I imagine Luth is not just standing there staring at it with a dumb look on his face, he's probably trying to shake it off. I will give
Don't
you...
be too surprised. I have had a few beers.
yeah, like 8 hours ago. Anyway, I'm going to give you disadvantage, just because you have to be careful not to stab Luth in the forehead. So you're going to roll you're going to roll a d20, but you're going to roll it twice before you add your bonuses. You're going to take the lowest of the 2 rolls. Oh, lose experience.
You gotta start singing these puns, man. You have to.
No! You're at negative 10.
I really want to hear that high pitch. Shake it up, shake it up.
Alright, so go ahead and make those 2 rolls, 2 20-sided dice.
So, no bonuses?
Not initially. We're just going to roll the dice, and then we're going to take the lowest of the 2, and then you're going to add your bonuses to that. Okay, so 7. Go ahead and add your proficiency bonus and whatnot. I believe in your case, it will be, since it's a melee attack, it will be... Oh, man, I'm probably going to get grief for this, but I believe you add your strength bonus to it as well. I know you add it to the damage. Okay.
Yeah, attack bonus is +2 with the dagger, and it's 1d4 of piercing with the damage.
Okay. So, first of all, what I need you to do is add any bonuses you have to hit to the 7 to see if we hit the armor class.
That'd be 9er.
Okay, and what's the strength bonus? If you look at the strength stat, there should be a plus number.
Nothing.
Okay, so 9 is not high enough to hit the armor class. Apparently, Luth is flailing the rat around like a party favor. So you stab at it, but you whiff.
But she doesn't fall down the stairs, right?
No, she does not fall down. Well, she's not doing flying ninja moves either, so she's being...
Ninja?
Non-ninjas. They're motorcycle ninjas. Alright, yeah, she's just being careful not to hit Luth. And unfortunately, that means she misses this time. So, Narauma, you reach the bottom of the rope. You're able to kind of discern what's going on. Paige is trying to help Luth get this big, hairy, nasty-looking rat off of his arm. What would you like to do?
Yell at him to hold still so I can stab it in the face.
Alright, you may make a roll. I'm going to give you the same disadvantage. Even though you're telling him to hold still, doesn't mean he's going to. So roll the 220. Take the lowest and then add your modifiers to that to see if you hit. Okay, so 5 plus your proficiency bonus of 2 plus any strength mod. The number we are looking for...
This is attack, right?
Yes.
Attacking with a dagger, so I don't get the attack bonus. Is what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is she is attacking with disadvantage because the rat is attached to you, and she has a chance of accidentally hitting you unless she's careful. So she has to be more cautious about the attack. She can't just go in and...
So what you're saying is that the disadvantage part is only the lowest roll, right?
Yes, it's only the result of the 20-sided dice roll itself.
Okay. Okay, so since her dagger is a +3 attack, is it +2 proficiency and +1 strength as well?
You said the dagger itself is a +3 to attack? How's it a +3? Okay, what's her strength bonus?
1.
Okay, so the +3 to the dagger is actually the result of +2 from her proficiency and +1 from strength. So that is her total bonus. So you'll add that to the 5. That gives you a total of 8. So apparently Luth is not holding still. He's doing completely the opposite of what you told him to.
Whoa. I don't know if I did that last D20, it was in mistake, because she rolled an 18 or a 19 and an 8.
Oh, the 19.
So it would be 8 plus 3. I'm not sure where the 5 came from.
No.
Okay, so what I need to do, I think it's throwing me off that everything that's being rolled other than the occasional random Billy thing here is got your name on it, so I think that's what's throwing me off. I need to, from now on, when...
Okay. We'll say that,
well, no, if she rolled the 19, I want to count it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this so that I know the next time you roll something, I'm separating it. Since all of them have your name on it, I'm kind of getting confused as to who's going for what. So I'll just do this as a visual reminder that the rolling has stopped. So I'll go ahead and give the 19 plus the 3. That's more than enough to hit. So go ahead and roll your damage for your dagger. Oh wait, no, it's disadvantage. So you rolled the 19 and the 8. So that would be 11. The target that we're looking for here is a 12. So that would not be enough to hit, sadly.
So I agree.
No. If you rolled really low, like if it had been like a 2 or a 3, then you would have actually risked actually hitting Luth. If you had rolled a 1, you would have, like, Luth would have learned to hold still.
Darn.
Okay. So, unfortunately, that was not enough to hit. It was close. It was closer than Luth allowed Paige to get. So, the rat is now the rat's turn. No, it's Luth's turn. My bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Luth. So, everyone's...
what about smashing it against the wall?
Okay, I'm going to say since it's attached to you, I'm not going to make you roll to hit, so just go ahead and... What kind of damage would that be? Let's just say let's say a D4 plus your strength bonus. Just go ahead and roll damage as you smash it up against the wall. Okay, it gives a satisfying little crunchy, crackly noise as you smoosh it up against the wall. I'm going to say that it does cause 1 point of damage to you because its teeth were still in you and it kind of tugs at the wound as you smash it into the wall, but you do successfully kill it.
And this, gentlemen and ladies, is why I don't worry about these.
He still has this flat, roadkill-looking rat hanging off of his arm. It is dead, but its teeth are still dug into his arm, so he's like holding it up all proud of himself. Who knows how many diseases he has at this point.
Probably not too many more than what he started with.
I was going to say, from the rat or the barn?
Don't keep it up. I'm going to make you make a saving throw to see if you just die where you're standing. Everything catches up with you all at once.
I don't see what kind of bonus I have for that.
Your strength bonus? Oh, no, your saving throw.